look, to help you out with you understanding how they set this up, like, you need to understand it's bigger than what you can possibly ever imagine with what you've been given, you know, and what's transpired within me. You know, I can say this, I had a business mind, and that was it, alcoholic. So, you know, this is a product of cutting the world off. What's going on with me? And it has to do with the Zodiac. It has to do with some stuff that we won't allow ourselves to accept certain things because of impressions that we've had since a child. And those impressions outweigh. We won't allow another imprint into our impression from birth. That's what I'm saying. These images is what gets you. It's black magic. You know, but to help you out, you know, we all know what interstates are. You know, Interstate 75 goes from Orlando all the way up to Michigan. So, if we're going to look over the land of America, and we're going to harvest human beings, and we're going to set up cultures and societies. Okay, we've prepped the land. All right, there's people there and certain, but they're nothing. They're nothing. We control it, but we're going to get ready to sell and to start what we're in now. And so what they're going to do is build. Before the interstates, you had the railroad tracks, and the railroad system was only designed to set up different stations so they could drop off into the towns. Like here, there's railroad tracks, and beside the railroad tracks is the factories. And like here, they've got to spend $500 million to clean up 2 places, which they should do that. But see, before those factories and that railroad tracks there's already planted there certain families, orphans, if you will, and different races, whatever. Well, here predominantly white in places because they're setting it up. There's no roads, there's no highways or nothing. There's, you know, train tracks and supposedly wagons and shit like that. And then the river would be, you know, another one. But eventually when you build a small road, that means that there's more people, and then vehicles are coming, you know. But you're going to look at Interstate 75 as, you know, like an embryo. The cerebrospinal system is being developed, and the first thing to develop is the cerebrum and the spinal cord, and then from that everything branches off. So when you look at these interstates, okay, because the vagus nerve in the brain represents Las Vegas, because it lights everything up. That's why Las Vegas, everything's lit up. It's because of the vagus nerve. It's designed from the anatomy. So we're going to look at 75 as being one of the main, you know, the sympathetic nervous system, the Pingala and the Ida nerve, and everything's going to develop from that. So, do you see what I mean? And as the populace is growing, you know, there's going to be more roads, there's going to be more jobs and all this other shit, you know, but they're going to have their plumbing, okay, is going to represent like arteries, you know. I mean, it's not hard. If you work in a restaurant, you got grease traps. I've known all about that shit my whole life. You know, you got to look at the return air on the hood. The filters get all greasy. Well, that's the breathing apparatus. That machine represents the lungs. Yeah, so it's breathing in the return air. It's breathing in the grease. You can throw a napkin up on the filters to make sure it's pulling the air. Well, that's you breathing. And when it's not breathing, you can't get no gas. You can't get a flame to the equipment. So that when you cut this down, then it slows everything else down. So what I'm telling you is that we have to have, you know, the pipes plumbed every now and then because of grease built up. Okay, well, what the fuck do you think causes heart attacks and all that? That's what I'm saying. We're so dumb that We literally go eat, and listen, we're ingrained with it, and I'm just giving you the God's honest truth, that we cannot see that that's actually our arteries, the plumbing is. When you look at restaurants and the grease going down, that's what we eat. Well, it clogs up that shit. Well, that's what it does inside of you. See, they can't ever advertise that because every fucking commercial's Burger King and all this other shit. And that's who we've been raised around. McDonald's. Ronald McDonald means ruler of the world. You know, but the Vatican would be the head of this anatomy. You know, and it's just like right now, they're getting into these smart cities. And I had done a video I posted on Facebook that talks about NEOM, N-E-O-M, in Saudi Arabia or somewhere, to where it's 100 and something kilometers or miles. It's a huge city within just straight, but that's going to be, there's already generations being developed, you know, inside. They think they're in a spacecraft and they're on their way to Earth, you know, I'm telling you. And that place will be like Mars or some shit. It'll be another planet, another something. And they'll tell you that they're not going, it's going to happen. It's where this world's going. They're literally setting this Earth up with different stations now to sell all that bullshit for the age of Saturn. So all those souls will have one fucking conscience going to the other side. The same. The whole fucking world eventually. Now that's power. And that's no bullshit. And you have a chance to not be one of those billions of fucking souls brought into this world to be programmed with AI. One world consciousness, and that's it. Ahrimanic, and then go to the other side with all the forces of AI and not one fucking force of nature. None whatsoever. The whole lifetime lived under black magic. That's why they can't come out of it. If they were as connected to scripture as they are the TV, they would fucking see it for what it is, but they're not. They never have been, and they never will be. Okay? They are a very sick human species. The toys and shit and dolls, all that does is it destroys the will and the character. And then, of course, the drugs and alcohol they put out, what that does in time is it creates a weak will and a weak character. So when they need to try to quit something, they don't know how. They've been fucking dumb their whole life, and then oh no, I can quit. No, sorry, you're a junkie now. See? That's how it is. It's so easy to see what they've done. It's so easy. It is beyond easy. Anyways, gotta go. I love you.